We bet there's a good chance you've heard Bitcoin is bad for the environment. It's hard to ignore when the media and critics of Bitcoin spread the same message year after year, spreading FUD, or fear, uncertainty and doubt, throughout the market. We don't need some unproven digital currency contributing more carbon emissions to the atmosphere when the climate crisis is bad enough. Among its many crimes, Bitcoin has been accused of requiring as much energy in 1 year as Argentina or Norway. It's also been said that a single Bitcoin transaction consumes the same amount of electricity as the average American household consumes in around 50 days. Bitcoin isn't the only cryptocurrency that gets a bad rap, though it is the most well-known. In fact, any cryptocurrency that exists on a proof-of-work blockchain and requires mining activity to survive will land squarely on any critic's target list. The reason is because mining is an energy-intensive process. Mining computers require enormous amounts of electrical power to solve an algorithm, validate transactions, and confirm the next block in the blockchain. While most cryptocurrencies don't exist on a proof-of-work blockchain and therefore don't require mining, Bitcoin is unlikely to change its proof-of-work consensus algorithm, and there's good reasons why. There's no way to calculate exactly how much electricity Bitcoin mining consumes, although we can estimate a figure based on the hash rate and the consumption of commercially available mining computers. The Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index provides a best guess estimate of around 99 terawatts based on these two variables and other available information. There's no arguing that's a lot of power, more than the domestic electricity consumption of countries like Finland. However, when put into perspective, Bitcoin mining contributes 0.45% to total electricity production worldwide and 0.15% of total energy production worldwide. The Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index also features a visual comparison of Bitcoin's energy use against other residential and industrial items, and the figures are astounding. Paper and pulp, two seemingly innocuous items, use 5 times the power required to sustain the Bitcoin blockchain. The only two residential appliances used by US households that consume less electricity than Bitcoin are TVs and fridges. Bitcoin is also far less harmful than an activity like mining natural resources, which causes significant environmental damage to the earth. Mining can pollute air and drinking water, harm wildlife, and permanently destroy natural landscapes. All factors considered, there is no apples for apples comparison for Bitcoin, given how unique and revolutionary it's viewed by many people around the world. Some might argue that Bitcoin's impact on the environment is a small price to pay for a payment system that exists independently of a central bank and government control. Bitcoin has shown the world that there is another way to transfer value from one person to another anywhere in the world, quickly, securely, and efficiently. In August 2010, Satoshi Nakamoto posted in the online Bitcoin Talk forum that the utility of the exchanges made possible by Bitcoin will far exceed the cost of electricity used. Therefore, not having Bitcoin is a net waste. A few years later, in an article for Bitcoin magazine, Vitalik Buterin made another interesting point about what separates the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining from mining gold or printing money. He said, Bitcoin mining is far more than the equivalent of minting or gold mining. It also secures the network against counterfeiting, provides receipt functionality, a decentralized database that allows people to reliably prove that a transaction occurred, and, at least in Bitcoin's critical earlier stages, a means for people to get into the Bitcoin community and start using Bitcoins. Banning Bitcoin altogether won't have much of a reverse impact if our initiatives to combat other sources of carbon emissions are not addressed too. Thankfully, the Bitcoin blockchain doesn't require emissions to function. It requires electricity, including electricity sourced from renewable energy. A report released in early 2022 by CoinShares, a digital asset management firm, noted that Bitcoin, like electric cars, is as green as the electricity you feed it, meaning that in a 100% renewable energy environment, Bitcoin would be 100% renewables driven. If a country primarily relies on cheap fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas, it's likely that Bitcoin miners located in that country will also rely on those same energy sources for Bitcoin mining. If countries are able to transition to using renewable sources of energies, Bitcoin miners will follow. Many of us, myself included, would absolutely argue we need to do better when it comes to combating climate change, and the Bitcoin community recognises this. We'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this over in the Dear Crypto Discord. Are you worried about where crypto is heading in terms of energy consumption, or do you think that it will overcome its challenges with energy usage over time? In the next lesson, we'll cover one more must-know technical element of the Bitcoin blockchain: Bitcoin halvings. These highly anticipated events, which occur roughly every 4 years, will help you understand why Bitcoin's price has spiked so dramatically in its short lifetime. See you then.